Hello students, welcome back. This is Dr. Mercado once again. This is course orientation part 3, dealing with Cengage. So in this short video, we're going to provide you with the resources that you need to be able to set up your Cengage account so you can begin working on your assignments. A friendly reminder that Cengage does provide a free 14-day trial period, so you have access to your learning resources from day one. You don't have to worry about getting your financial aid funds or anything of that nature. You have 2 free weeks of access. After that, it is your responsibility to purchase the Cengage access to continue having access to Cengage and completing your assignments, as well as having access to the ebook. Okay. Now, for the Cengage component, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log out of here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the internet so we can go into the course. Okay. So let me go. I think I had a site open. Let me see. Okay, here we go. So let's go to South Texas College, okay? And we're going to log in into Blackboard like we usually do. You're going to log in with your username and password. And then you're going to have a list of your courses. Now, unfortunately, I do have access to Cengage with instructor view, instructor access, which is completely different than what students get. I tried creating a student account and it just would not allow me to because I've created so many in the past, trying to show students how to do it. But I am going to show you a video that demonstrates what is it that you need to do on your end. Okay, and hopefully that helps. But if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me or to Cengage support to get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with your courses, and you're going to basically excuse me, you're going to basically select the course that you're taking with me. Okay, now I am going to choose one of my classes that uses Cengage. All of the procedures are the same for the rest of the classes. Okay, so let's do my Principles of Financial Accounting online. Okay, so we're going to go in there, and the first thing that I want to tell students is when we are getting ready to set up your Cengage account, the first thing that we have to do is allow your pop-ups. If you don't allow your pop-ups, then the system is not going to allow you to open up Cengage. So you have to go to your pop-ups and enable them. Okay, if they are disabled, the system will not transfer you over to Cengage. So the pop-ups need to be enabled. Okay, so what I did here is, depending on the computer, whatever is it that you're using, it might be different, but you select the little menu bar here, and these are the items that I've selected. My pop-ups are there, and I have activated them. I've given it permission for my pop-ups to be enabled. Okay, so make sure that that's the first thing that you do. Pop-ups need to be enabled. If I turn it off, then I am disabling them, so they have to be in blue, showing that they are open, and we are able to give permission to the system to redirect us to the other learning platform, which is Cengage. Okay, now to create your account, it is very easy. Most of you have already used Cengage for prior classes, so I hope this is just a continuous process. The same thing happens every semester that you have to create your account. If you've already created an account in the past, you just have to log in and you have access. Okay, now in order for you to be able to access the course, I've provided you with the links for Cengage assignments. You've got your reading material, and you've got your tutorial, your study plan, and your homework for week number 1. So it doesn't matter where you go. Every week you have, anytime you see that little blue circular thing, that means that that is a link to Cengage. Okay, so as long as you click on any of those links, it's going to start the process. Okay, like I said earlier, I cannot show you, okay, all of the process, but I can show you a bit. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to change to student view. Okay, because right now I'm in faculty view, and let me see what the system tells me to do. Okay, so this is the student view. You're going to go in and you're going to choose any of the links. Okay, I'm going to choose the homework, and I'm going to open it up. I'm going to click it. Okay, this is popping up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch it. Okay, okay, and I already have a Cengage account, So more than likely, it's just going to take me directly to my resources. Let's see what it does, which it does. So it's telling me to welcome to Cengage. My instructor has selected the following textbook. So this is a textbook that we are using, the 17th edition of Financial and Managerial Accounting. Now this is important down here. If you've purchased the access code from the bookstore, you're going to select this link right here. Enter your access code now. Okay. If you are going to use the free temporary access, the 2 weeks for free, then you do your temporary access, or you can do continue. If you do continue, it's going to take you to another page where you're able to purchase the resources with using a debit card or a credit card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select my temporary access. I'm going to use up my 2 weeks. And let's see. Okay, and then it just takes me straight into Cengage, and I should have a list of the assignments that I need to complete. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, automatically takes you. Obviously, I'm recording this lecture before the semester begins, so I don't have anything but my readings available right now. But once the semester starts, and it is going to start on January the 20th on a Tuesday. Once the semester starts, then the other assignments are going to open up. Okay, but this is how you would access your assignments. Up here you have your assignments tab. You're going to have your grades for you. Okay, as you're completing your assignments, this is going to populate with your grades. And then from here, the grades transfer automatically to Blackboard. I'm sorry. So you don't have to do anything. You complete your assignments in Cengage, and then from Cengage, the grades go into Blackboard. And then you've got some study tools if you want to study some additional items. You have some study tools available here, as well as Office 365 if you need to download it. Okay, so you will have access to your assignments. Okay, now this is a quick rundown. I've also included a video because I cannot illustrate the full process for you. So let me go ahead and do that for you under assignment links. No, under resources for this particular class. Okay, I've got the Blackboard registration and login. So we have to look for that link right there, Blackboard registration and login. And there's a short clip that explains the whole process.
Of kids get this wrong. Can yours solve it? Math struggles don't just affect grades, they affect confidence.
Okay, so let's watch this video together.
You're in the right place. In this video, we'll walk you through the process so you can find what you need and get to work. If you have any questions at the end, don't worry. We'll tell you how to connect with our support team for personal assistance. Now let's get started. Start by going to your campus learning management system where you access courses. It might be Blackboard, Canvas, Brightspace, Moodle, or something else. Quickly make sure your browser allows pop-ups, or you won't be able to access your class materials. Once you've logged in and selected your class, you'll see it includes a combination of links provided by your instructor and Cengage. To continue the registration process, click any link that references Cengage content. Not sure where to click? Ask your instructor, or try a few links. You'll know you've clicked the right one when you reach the Cengage login screen. If you've used MindTap, WebAssign, SAM, CNow V2, OWL V2, Cengage Infuse, or another Cengage platform or e-textbook before, you may already have a Cengage account. Go ahead and log in, or select Need Help Signing In to recover your login info if you don't remember. If it's your first time using a Cengage online learning platform or e-textbook, create an account. We recommend using your school email address here. For your security, we ask you to verify your email address. You'll receive a Welcome to Cengage email with the link to activate your account, create a password, and complete registration. Now you're in. You should see your assigned materials, including your e-textbook and assignments. If you've purchased an access code, click on Enter your access code to redeem it. If you don't have an access code, just select Continue. Here you can review the most affordable option for instant access to your materials. If you've already redeemed a code, click Continue and dive right in. If not, you can select Buy Product under the first column, or choose Temporary Access to make your purchase later. Before you buy, make sure to check out Cengage Unlimited. One Cengage Unlimited subscription includes access to all Cengage e-textbooks and online learning platforms, plus at least 4 free hard copy rentals. Just pay shipping and handling. So if you've been assigned MindTap, WebAssign, Cengage Infuse, SAM, CNow, or OWL V2, they're all included in one Cengage Unlimited subscription. Be sure to compare the price of buying Cengage materials individually versus having access to our entire library. Learn more at cengage.com/unlimited. You're all set. Remember, if you selected temporary access, you'll need to select a purchase option in order to retain access to your materials once your trial expires. Don't worry, you won't lose the work you've already done. If you're looking to save money, Cengage.com is where you'll find the most affordable prices for Cengage products. And be sure to check if you can save with Cengage Unlimited. If you still have questions, we're here for you 24/7. Get in touch via live chat at support.cengage.com. Give us a call or send us a message on social media. You can also visit our support site for articles and answers to frequently asked questions. Have a great term, and thanks for using Cengage.
Okay, so you
The
have
power of the
um,
word no.
So you have access to that video and you can watch it as many times as you like, and it explains the process of setting up to your account. I've also provided another link, how to use Cengage. That one specifically shows you how to complete each type of the assignments. So it has down here how to do tax form problems, how to use the adaptive feedback, how to use Excel online. A whole bunch of information is provided. You can watch those videos as needed as well. Okay, so that is provided to you there. Now that is how you create your access for Cengage. Now I recommend that students purchase the Cengage Unlimited option. It gives you the best pricing. Now let me see. Let me just check one thing. Let me go back in there. Let me launch it. I just want to see the pricing. That way we can. Let me see if it pops up for me. Um, so we can see how much it costs. But the Cengage Unlimited is usually the cheapest option, and it gives you the most for your money. You have access to all courses. So let's say, for example, you're taking 4 classes and all 4 use Cengage. You only have to pay one access code, and it'll give you access to all of your classes for one small fee. Okay, so here we go. So, for example, for Principles of Financial Accounting, if you buy just the product for that one class, it's going to cost you $160 per term. Okay, that is one term. $160, and the only thing it's going to give you access to is to the ebook for that one class and to the learning platform for that one class. If you purchase Financial and Managerial Accounting, the unlimited bundle, it's going to cost you $150, $149.99, but it is going to give you access to all of your classes. If you're taking 3 or 4 classes that use Cengage, you're going to have access to all of them for that one price of $149.99. So the unlimited gives you access to all of the classes that you take, whether it be biology, history, any kind of any type of discipline that you're taking courses in. As long as they're in Cengage, it will cover it. Okay, so I think it's a great deal. $150 for one semester, unlimited access to any of the classes, any of the resources. If you're more like me, that you like a physical textbook, you get 4 printed copies per semester. All you have to pay is for the shipping and handling, so they can ship it to you. Okay, so which is a great deal. Okay, now this is one term, this is one semester. I tell my students, if you know that you are going to take let's say financial and managerial, maybe you're going to take financial in the spring, managerial in the fall, okay, and you're going to go during the summers, take some summer classes. You're going to take maybe payroll, accounting, business, any other courses that use Cengage. Then you do have a 12-month access. That gives you access for the entire year at a great price. So you pay $229.99 and you get access, unlimited access to as many courses as you want to take with Cengage for only $229.99. So if you are one of those students that knows that you're going to be needing it next semester and you want to save some money, then you want to get access to a 12-month period versus just a 4-month period. So this is especially important if you are considering going during summer. You can take summer courses and they're included in this 12-month access. You have access for 12 consecutive months. So you do have access to either the 4-month access or the 12-month access. You choose what works best for you and then you buy the Cengage Unlimited option. Okay, so I just wanted to run that to you because sometimes students say, Miss, I've got two options. Well, first of all, if you were to purchase this one for financial and managerial, you would be paying $320. If you buy the unlimited and you buy access for the 12th month, you will be paying $229 for the whole year. Plus, you can take as many classes as you like in any discipline using Cengage. Okay, so it's not rocket science. I would go with the cheapest option that gives you access to 12 full months for the same for the a lower price actually. Okay, but you get to choose. I just wanted to do a quick rundown through this. Okay, so let me close this out and let me exit student view. Okay, so that is what you're going to do. And when you go in there every week to complete your assignments, you basically what you have to do is you're going to go to the week that we're in, week 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever week you were in. You're going to open it up. You're going to review your module overview. You're going to look at the information provided there. That's the first thing that you should do. You're going to review the brief summary of the chapter, what we're planning to learn on this chapter. We've got the PowerPoints. We've got a list of assignments that need to be completed for the week, the due dates, and then we've got some additional videos that I've created for you. Once you've done that, then you can begin working on your assignments. And to begin working, the first thing that you have to do is read. So you click on the chapter reading. It will open it up for you. Let me see if I can open it up. Let's see. So it'll open up the chapter reading and you read the chapter. The chapter readings are not for a grade. That is just for you to gain knowledge in the content that we're learning. Okay. So, and let me see if it opens up. Okay, so we're going to start the assignment and we're going to start reading. Okay. And you can read it as many times as you like. It has wonderful interactive resources for you. Once it opens, it's a little, my internet is a little bit slow this morning. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I've selected the chapter 4 reading. It's going to load and it's going to open up for you. Okay, and then it's going to give you a table of contents. That way you can, if you are looking for a specific section, you can go to that section. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with the chapter introduction. It starts like this. It gives you an overview. Now, if you are those type of students that have a language barrier or have some type of disability or just don't like to read, we do have a reader up here.
Chapter Introduction. Learning Objectives. OJ. 1. Describe the flow of accounting information from the unadjusted trial balance into the adjusted trial balance and financial statements. OJ. 2. Prepare financial statements from adjusted account balances. OJ. 3. Journalize closing entries.
So if you see, it reads to you and it highlights as it reads. Okay, so it can read to you. You have many options. You can change the reader, whether it be a male or female. Okay, let me go ahead and exit this out. You can print a couple of pages. There's a glossary that you can use for all of the terminology in alphabetical order. You've got flashcards that will help you study. Okay, so current assets, what is it? You flip the card and it gives you the definition of current assets. Okay, so it just has a lot of resources that can help you. If you want to highlight as you're reading, you can do that and you'll bookmark the information that you've highlighted. So there's a lot of useful information here. The key is I don't care how you study as long as you read. Reading needs to happen first, whether you read or you have the reader read. As long as you're paying attention, we need to read. Now, the textbook has wonderful examples, okay? Please make sure that you carefully analyze those examples as you are reading, okay? There's a wealth of information being provided. It provides you with arrows as to how the information flows from one financial statement to the next, okay? Take the time to read each of the chapters carefully before you begin working on your assignments, okay? And then you're going to have access to a study plan. The study plan is customizable to each student. It's going to ask you for a pre-test. It's going to give you a test based on your knowledge. And then based on how you perform on that exam, it gives you additional learning resources to help improve the areas where you are lagging. And then at the end, you take a post test and then you study areas that you are struggling with. So that is adaptive to every student based on their performance. Okay. Now you have your homework. Okay. The homework is the same for everybody. The homework problems are algorithmic, which means that every student has a different set of problems. Same concepts, just different dollar amounts. So each of you will have to work out the problem that is given to you. Okay. So, and I'm saying this because sometimes in the past, students have worked on homework problems together and they work on one student's set of problems and then they just copy the data over to their problem and they get it all wrong. Well, Miss, Juan got it right. Well, yeah, Juan got it right because you used his problem, but now look at your problem. It has different numbers. Okay. The concept is the same. You just have to recalculate using your numbers. Okay. So we're going to start the assignment for the homework. This is just how it would look. I just want to give you a brief overview of how the assignment looks. Okay. So if you see, all of the problems with the exception of this one is algorithmic. This one is probably a scenario. Yeah, this one you have to fill in the blanks. So that one's not algorithmic, but everything else is algorithmic, which means every student will have a different problem. Okay. So you open up the problems and you work yourself down. Okay, so this is one of the problems. Okay, and then you have to complete your financial statements, your income statement, statement of owner's equity, and your balance sheet. Okay, so you have the data. Now up here you have access to the ebook. This problem deals with these two learning objectives. So if you're not clear on what to do, you go back and you reread those two learning objectives. You just click on the link and it will take you to the ebook objective 1. It also has a show me how video. Okay.
This video is about the preparation of financial statements using the end of period spreadsheet.
Okay, so if you notice here, the video is 7 minutes long. I'm not going to run it for 7 minutes. You all can watch it on your own. But a video is included that provides you guidance on how to complete the problem. Okay, so if you, up here you see a show me how video that's available, use it as a resource. Not all of the problems have them, but some of them do. So if you see it, make use of it. Okay, read the chapter, review the video, and then attempt the problem. Okay, if you want to print out the problem, because I am not very good with technology, I like everything in paper. So if you want to print the problem out, do it on paper, then copy it over here. That's acceptable. You have a print option down here. Now over here you have 5 check my works remaining. So what does that mean? You have 5 attempts to complete this problem. What I recommend to students is that they complete the entire problem and then they check my work. Because if you do one line item and then check your work, then you're not going to get very far. Okay, but let me just show you kind of like how it would appear. So let me see, what are we doing here? We're doing an income statement. So we've got our fees earned, and I've got fees earned of 76,970. Okay, and then I've got my expenses. So I'm gonna have my salaries expense, and I'm gonna have salaries expense of 21,110. I didn't type it out correct. Okay, I'm gonna have my supplies expense 2,500. I'm gonna have my depreciation expense, and I'm gonna put this one wrong, 1940. Okay, so we can see that it is wrong. And then we're gonna have our miscellaneous expense and of 2240. And let me make this one wrong so we can see that it is incorrect. So I'm just gonna make some mistakes so you can see it. Okay, and then for my total, I'm gonna make up a number, 30,000. So it's gonna be wrong. Okay, and then I'm gonna have net income, and this one's also gonna be wrong. Okay. So I've got some right answers and some wrong answers so you can see. So now that I'm done with my income statement, I'm going to check my work. Okay. If you go back here, if it is correct, it's going to mark a check mark. Okay. You see here in supplies expense, the account is right. Okay. And the amount is right. For my depreciation, my account is right, but my dollar amount is wrong. Why? Because it should be 1490 and I put 1940. I transposed the numbers and just to illustrate, right? So that number needs to be corrected to 1490. Common stock, that is wrong. The amount is correct. Why? Because this should not be common stock. This should be miscellaneous expense. Okay? The total expenses should be the sum of these items, which is wrong. And then I do have net income, and the amount is wrong because obviously this number is wrong. Okay? So now I can focus on my excess and fixing the items that are in red. Whatever is in green, it is correct and I can leave as is. Okay? So now it's telling me that I have 4 check my works remaining. So I get to fix this and work on the rest and check your work again 4 times, okay? And that basically gives you enough opportunities to work on making your mistakes. Once you are done with your check my works, it's going to keep the grade as is on the final submission. Okay, so if you had partial points are earned. So whatever you got right on the last attempt is what's going to stay as your grade for that particular problem. And then you go on to the next problem. You've got another problem here. You've got your ebook. This one deals with learning objective 2. You've got a video here that you can watch and then you complete the problem. And for this one, you start fresh with 5 check my works. So every problem will have 5 check my works so you can work on it, okay? So it's very interactive. You work on your problems. So let's say, for example, I'm working on my homework. Okay, I got out of work and I started working on my homework at home. And then I have to stop what I'm doing because I have to make dinner. Okay, I have responsibilities as a parent. So I have to put this away. Do not leave it open. Okay, down here, you're going to have a button that says save and exit. What this does, it saves your work and it exits it for you. Okay, it will save whatever you've done so far and it takes you out of the system. Next time you log in, it's going to open it up and you're going to have whatever you've completed saved for you. Okay, let's say, for example, you're working out this problem and you're completely lost on how to do this section. Okay, you have no idea what you're doing. All of the numbers are wrong. You don't understand that you've already reviewed the book and you want to ask me a question about it. You've got a button here that says email the instructor. Okay, if you email the instructor from here, I'm going to get an email and it's going to send me a link to this problem, which is fabulous because every student has a different problem. So now I get to see your problem. So when you email me, I get a link and I see what you're seeing, okay, which is amazing for me. It makes it so much easier. And then you type out your question. Hey, Dr. Mercado, I am working on the income statement and my depreciation expense amount for 1940 is being marked incorrect and I don't understand why. Okay? And then I respond, oh, look, Jose, if you look at your depreciation expense amount on the adjusted trial balance, the amount is 1490, not 1940. You transpose your numbers. That is why it's wrong. Okay? So I get to see everything. Okay? And once that happens, I reply to you. Now, this is the tricky part. I'm going to reply to you with an answer, okay? Answering your question to the best of my ability. Now, when I reply to you, I am going to reply to the same email that you created. So the account that you used to create your Cengage account, that is where you're going to get my response. And I've had so many students in the past, Miss, I send you messages through the email instructor and you never answer. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then I go back and I said, well, the reply email that I have here based off of your account, your Cengage account, is this. Have you checked that email? Oh, no, Miss, I never checked that email. Well, that's the email that you use to create your Cengage account. So that is the email that I'm going to be replying to because it's the only thing I have information on. So be careful when you create your Cengage account. The email that you are using, you monitor it on a daily basis because if you use the email instructor button, that is where your replies are going to go to. Okay? So if you have a question, you email the instructor, I get a message, I reply back to that message, and the system's going to send it to the email that you used to create your Cengage account. Just be aware of that so you can be monitoring that email if you ever send me an email through here. Okay, so if you are going to save and exit, you click that button. Assuming that you finished the entire 11 problems for this week, and you are ready to submit for grading, we're going to go ahead and we're going to submit for grading. If you submit for grading, that is final. I cannot do anything about it. You've submitted it and a grade will be issued. Okay. Now for your homework, you have 2 attempts. I keep the highest grade earned. Why? Because in accounting, you do not learn by listening. You learn by practicing. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. Okay. So if you are struggling, use that second attempt so you can try to get the more practice as possible. So if you submit for grading, I am getting a warning. It's giving me a warning. Why? Because I have a whole bunch of uncompleted work. At this point, you have the option of going back to the assignment or submitting for grading. Okay? So, for purposes of this illustration, I'm going to submit for grading just so you can see that a grade will populate. Okay? So, it's telling me you've completed chapter 4 homework and I got a 1.34%. Very bad. We should always aim to get a 70% or higher on your assignments. Okay? So that is how it works. And then you just submit your assignment for grading there. So that is basically it. You just click on the link. It will take you to the resource, to the assignment in Cengage, and you complete it. Okay. Remember, Cengage does give 2 weeks free. So you have access to all of your assignments beginning day number 1. On that video that I showed you or shared with you earlier, there is a Cengage phone number. If you need access or have any questions, you can always contact Cengage. Now, for my Apple computer users, okay, I've had in the past many students that are using Apple devices have issues some with some kind of integration. I don't know. I don't use Apple computers, okay? But if you do have an Apple computer and you have access or you are having issues accessing this is the phone number, okay? 1-800-354-9706. You call Cengage support, they will remote into your computer and they will help you fix it and integrate it, okay? And I'm letting you know because every semester it happens with my Mac users, okay? The system does not allow them to access Cengage. I don't know for what reason. So they have to contact Cengage support and then Cengage support does something to their device and it works. Okay. So I just wanted to close out with that. If you are a Mac user, this is the number that you are needing to contact Cengage in. Okay. So that is it. Those are my 3 orientation videos. Please make sure that you go to week number 1, guys. Remember, whatever class you're taking, you go to week number 1. You complete that syllabus quiz. That is for attendance purposes. Make sure that you take care of that. And then you can begin working on your assignments. Okay. So that is it. I want to wish you all a fabulous spring 2026 semester. If you have any questions, I am here to assist you. Please reach out. Have a wonderful rest of your day.